Now let's create the form. We want to create a form that's going to contain the questions and then different form elements that will be able to hold the answers. In all the cases of these questions, we're going to use radio buttons. So I have the form here, and you can see that I have a form element opening and then closing at the end, and then a series of input type equal radio, with each of the questions in it, and then the answers that the people can choose from that are the radio buttons. And then each one that has a correct answer for this scenario, I'm giving it a value of 25 if it gets it correct, and then the rest of them have values of 0. So this will make it easy for us to score the quiz. This isn't the way you would do it all the time, but this is the way that I thought through and figured out that I would like to use the scoring on the quiz to have it go directly through the value and then just add up those values at the end of the quiz. Makes sense, right? So I'm just going to grab this entire form here, and we're going to put this in the body of our document and replace what is currently there for just the text. So we'll come down here, and we'll get rid of all the questions and add our quiz for the form. Leave the other things down below here where we calculate the grade. Now, just to clean this up a little bit, I'll also take out the H1 here because I have an H1 up here that says JavaScript quiz, so we don't need that. And then if we take a closer look now at what we actually have in each of the form elements, for each radio button, the type is going to be equal to radio for every single one because that is what makes it a radio button. But then each individual question has to have the same name for each element to be able to join those together. So for the first one, what is the best description of a variable? I say name equal variable, all 4 of the answers. What is the best description of a substring? I have sub as the name. And I have to use name instead of ID in this case because we can only use IDs once on a page. And because we have to use each one of these 4 times, an ID won't work. So we'll be using a slightly different JavaScript function to pull this information of the correct answer from the quiz. And you'll see that in a second when we start doing the JavaScript. So just set this up, get your consistent names for each question, and then a value for the one that's the correct answer, and values of zeros for the ones that are not correct if they were to answer those. And then because we have 4 of them, we've just scored 25 points each. 25 times 4 is 100. If they get them all right, they'll get 100. So now if we go over to the browser and refresh the page, we will see the quiz now, and it's starting to look like a quiz. We actually have the radio buttons, and we have the answers to each question, and we even have a submit button. So it's ready for the user to use it.